Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Tyler Talks Travel Trailers. I've been a little sick this past week, so you guys haven't heard from me, but I'm back with the 2025 Surveyor 29 Camp. This is a bunkhouse. This is one of the bigger bunkhouses with the separated room. Really nice, has a slide, lots of space for the whole family to get around. So like always, we're gonna do the specs first. It takes me 1 minute to do those specs, and we'll dive inside. Let's go, guys. So your basic specs on this 2025 Surveyor 29 Camp. Your unloaded vehicle weight is 6,618 pounds. Your cargo carrying capacity is 1,500 pounds, which brings your potential fully loaded weight to 8,118 pounds. Your exterior length is 35 feet 1 inch. Your exterior width is 8 feet. Your exterior height is 11 feet 3 inches, including the AC. Your tanks, your freshwater tank is 40 gallons, your gray water tank is 40 gallons, and your black tank is 30 gallons. Your awning size is 21 feet. Let's jump inside. Now that we got the specs done, guys, we'll jump inside. I'm super excited to be back and showing these trailers to you. As you can see, it has 2 doors. We're gonna go through this back door first. I always like to go inside right away. I know you guys like that. Really great floor plan. If you have a big family or if you have kids and they have friends that come along, you are gonna love this floor plan. As you walk in, you can see tons of lighting. Look at all those LED lights throughout the entire trailer. They did not give you a shortage of lights. As you can see, this does have the one slide out. So your slide is right here. As you can see, it's all framed out. That's where your couch and dinette are, but it gives you tons of floor space. Look at all that floor space right there. So plenty of room for the entire family to get around and hang out. If it's raining, you got plenty of room. When you first walk in, to your right is this pantry, and you have tons of storage in here. Check that out. I could literally walk in here and shut the door. It is huge. And it's deep too. Look at all that storage you get. So a huge pantry. Another thing that's pretty crazy about this is they give you washer and dryer prep. So it's already prepped for the washer and dryer right here. So this is where that would go. But you can utilize this space kind of however you want. But there's where you could have the dryer vent right there. And then your hookups. So really nice that they add that. If you're someone that has a big family and you're going to be going on long extended trips, it's nice to be able to have the washer and dryer right there. And you don't have to go find a laundromat. So either a good pantry or washer and dryer. You cannot move the shelves. I forgot to mention that. So these, sometimes in trailers, you can remove these. It looks like all 3 of these are stuck where they're at. It would have been cool if you could have moved them. And then you do have a plug right there as well. Just wanted to point that out. And then to the left, when you walk in, you have your control panel. So this is where your lights are, awning, slide. It does have a solar panel and a 30 amp charge controller. Or I'm sorry, a 30 amp solar controller. So there's already solar on the roof ready to go. Keep your batteries recharged. If we come over here, like I said, this is your one slide out with 2 massive windows. They give you big windows in this trailer. That's why I like Surveyor, because they always give you these huge windows. Look how big those are. Just lets in so much extra light. Look at that, huge. Yeah, that's nice. One thing I would have wished they would have given you is maybe one window that would open, because those 2 windows do not open. So if they would have put maybe a window on this slide or on both sides, that would have been kind of cool, but I'm just nitpicking it now. But look at how nice those windows are. So when you're over here hanging out with the family, everyone can see out and see the view. I love that. And they give you the accordion shade that comes down. We just got this yesterday. Been waiting for this one for a while. And so the bunk room, we're going to get into that, but you can sleep more people out here if you have to. So if grandma and grandpa come along or something and you need extra beds, maybe give the kids this one because it's a little shorter. And then that will also turn to a bed. So 2 beds. I will lay in that real quick just so you can get an idea of how big it is. I think it's better suited for like maybe a small kid. Let's see if I could put you down a little bit. There we go. So just lays flat. I'd imagine, I'm 5'7", so you can see this is probably more suited for a smaller child or someone that you don't like as much. This is where I'd probably end up sleeping. So, but it's nice because if the kids bring friends along, you could still accommodate them in here. You got a 4-seater dinette right there. This will be a little bigger than that as a bed. I'm 5'7" and I'll fit in it. My head and my feet will be like right at the edge. But it's always nice to have both options, the couch and the table, because then if it's raining or anything, everyone has a place where they can sit. Let me fix my gimbal real quick, one sec. There we go. It does not come with the TV, but this is where you would place it. There's backer board right here. And you could mount a pretty big TV right there, I'd imagine. And it's positioned in a nice spot so everyone can see. And then you have some storage down here below. Nothing crazy, but you can put some DVDs in there. It's not super big. Almost lost my voice. That's why I couldn't do some videos for a while. I would have been raspy. And then you got a little cubby up here. To my left is the kitchen. Pretty good sized kitchen. It has a 12-volt fridge. So this will run off the solar. I like 12-volt fridges. They cool a little faster than the gas electric. And they're also deeper. So you get a much deeper fridge. And then you got your separate freezer. This does not have the oven. We get a lot of customers that want a mixture of both. So we kind of order them with and without ovens. But it does have the 3 top burner. So you'll just fold this back like that. Then you have like a backsplash for the grease. It's got the fancy lights. It's got the igniter. Let's see, this one's on this side. So that's how the igniter works on this one. So you won't need to light it with a match or a lighter. And then in place of where the oven would be, you have some extra storage. I think I would prefer these extra drawers because other than the pantry, this is the storage you're kind of going to get in the kitchen area. That pantry gives you tons of storage though. I feel like they definitely made up for the lack of storage in this area. So I would say the storage isn't terrible. And then you got some more up here. I love the glass inlay. I always say the Surveyor and Nobo, they seem to always have really cool color schemes. So that's how big that one is. They just do things a little different, like with the gold handles and that white tone. Just really opens it up with those lighter colors. Good farm style sink. I think this is very important with how many people are sleeping in this trailer because that's a lot of mouths to feed, and being able to do the dishes easy is going to be very important. Sometimes they make them so small you can't even put a plate in it. So I'm glad they gave a farm style sink, metal faucet. They even give you this nice cutting board right here. I probably wouldn't even use that. It looks nice just like that. And then one window right here. This one will open. So in the entire living area, it looks like you just have that one window that opens. This thing has 2 ACs, so I would not be too concerned about getting stuffy in here or hot. And your AC is right up there. And it has different modes, so if you want to like have it turn off at a certain time, and this will swing. It's kind of a cool new AC that they're using on these. And then you got your microwave, pretty standard. And then your fan light combo. So you got a little bit of ventilation right here when you're cooking. Down there, that's just your fuse box, and then your heater is all going to come through these vents right here on the floor. So there is your living kitchen area. So I'll show you some of the plugs that you get in this, because I know plugs are pretty important to people with the appliances that they bring along. So it looks like in the kitchen you have one plug up here, and another plug right here. So that's not bad to have 2 plugs in this area. And then obviously you have another plug right here. And then you got another plug down here by the couch. I don't think they give you any over here. They do not. So, oh yeah, you do. You got a plug right here too. So you got quite a bit of plugs. So you got to think when the family's all in here hanging out, you kind of want to have plugs for the whole family if they're charging their phones or anything like that. As you can see, this is how the table comes down. You just take these poles out, bring the table down to these tabs right here, and then just use the cushions to cover the tabletop. This is your thermostat for your heater, and they even give you this nice remote for the AC. One thing I wish they would have done on this, but you can probably add this in the future, like no problem, is an extension right here. There is definitely plenty of room to add an extension, so I'm sure some of you guys have seen my other videos. They'll add an extra extension that'll come up right here, and that'll help a lot with prep space. So the prep space is a little limited in this kitchen area, but once you flip this over, you got a little extra counter space right here, and then you can obviously use this table as well for prep space, but I would say add an extension to this. No problem, it can be done. That would make it a lot easier in here when you're making dinner and stuff like that. So overall, really like this living area. Super spacious for the whole family. We're gonna go back to the bunk room now. As you can see, pocket door. I love pocket doors. It just allows a lot more space instead of a swinging door that would usually be in place of this. So it just slides over and gives you a lot more room. Huge bunk room. Check it out. These bunks, I believe, will hold right around 250 pounds. So most kids. And they give you a ton of lights in this thing as well. You got lights here on each bunk, as well as USB plugs. So I love that they didn't just give you 2. They give you USB plugs on every bunk. So the kids could be back here hanging out. Sometimes they want to bring their electronics along and they have their own plugs. Another thing I want to point out that I love about this bunk room is they give you windows on every bunk. So you got a window on each bunk. You would be surprised how often they don't put a window on each bunk. It looks like they all open too. So that is fantastic. So because you don't have a lot of windows in the, the living area that open, this whole back area will open up. So you can, have the AC going and then maybe crack these windows to pull some fresh air in here. But really great bunk room. And you can see you got tons of storage right here too for the kids. So you have all of these, this area right here. That's pretty good size too. I'd imagine that would be plenty for the kids. And then you have backer board up here for the TV, and then it just plugs in right there. So the kids could all be kicking back, watching TV in their own area. If the adults are staying up later, you kind of shut them off, and they have their own area to hang out in. You do have storage under this bunk, which is great. Tons of storage. You could put another pad down there and have an extra little bed. I will show you how much room I have on these. Let's see if I could do this. Oh, I'll put it right here. Sorry if I made you guys sick. So I'll show you how much room I got on these bunks. I'm 5'7". I'm going to put my head kind of close to the top. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So I have room for my head and my feet. So tons of space. Like, this could sleep adults, no problem. I mean, if you're like 6, 7, these might not be comfortable, but good sized bunks with plugs for the family. And it also gives you a lot of added storage. I just like how they gave each bunk their own windows. Doesn't make it feel so claustrophobic in here. And it is prepped for AC. It's an AC thermostat prep, so you can have an AC in here as well. So that'll save you a lot of money if you just want to add that third AC. This will have 2 ACs already, but really great bunk room right there. So now we'll go to the bathroom area. Try not to move too quick. I'm sure I made you guys sick just a second ago. I'm sorry about that. And again, look, another pocket door. So a lot of times they won't do all the doors pocket doors, but the more you can get, the better, because it just gives you so much more space. So decent amount of floor space to get out of the shower and dry off. The headspace in the shower is fantastic. You got your sink over here. This might be a little bit of storage. Yeah, there's some storage right there. Easy access to your plumbing. You got a little bit of counter space. Sink is big enough to wash your hands, brush your teeth. You got your plugs down here. And this is a tankless water heater, so you can take as long of a shower as you want, as long as you have the water. So tankless is nice. I'm someone that stays in the shower forever, so I would like that. You got your plug right here, so if you need your hair dryer or anything. And then you got all your readings for your tank. So black, fresh, gray. It'll tell you your readings on everything, battery. It does have your water heater right here and your water pump. So all you got to do is flip a switch and it'll do its thing. Really simple. The toilet. So you guys know I always like to sit on the toilet because last thing you want to do is buy a trailer and not be comfortable when you're on it. So we'll sit on this and see. Leg room is not bad. I've definitely seen worse. Can almost stretch my legs out a little bit. Shoulder room is going to be great. Let me turn you around. So plenty of room. You don't have anything in the way right here. And then they give you the big fart fan. So you got a nice exhaust in here. Sometimes they give you fans that are so small, they're like this big, they're like useless. So really happy they give you the big fan, and then there's different settings of power. I think the shower is the winner in this bathroom though, because you have tons of headspace, especially with that skylight right there. So we'll go into this and see what you think. Look at all that headspace I got. Tons of headroom. Oh yeah, someone that's in this like 6 foot could fit in this no problem. I got plenty of room to move around, to wash myself off, do what I need to do. And then you can remove the shower head right here. Shower head's a little lower, but you could take it off. Overall, pretty nice bathroom. You kind of, I always say this, it's a give and take in these trailers. You gain one thing and lose another. So like in this instance, you got the big bunks in the back, so you kind of, it takes up a little more space with that big bunk room. So now we'll go into the main bedroom, and again, another pocket door. So they did all the doors pocket doors, which really helps with space. Check it out. You got a queen bed facing north-south, so you can walk around it. That's important to a lot of people because if you're someone like me, I get up a lot at night, so the last thing you want to do is be rolling over or waking your partner up. Second thing is it really helps when you're making the bed. You don't have to be reaching over. You can actually make the bed a little easier when it's facing north-south. You got tons of storage above on the sides. You got some drawers right here. This will be the same on both sides. They're not super deep, but you can still put some stuff in there. And then you got one to hang your shirts. This one's really deep. I can barely touch the back. So pretty decent storage right there. And then you have the storage up here above too. That goes way back there. There's no way for me to even reach that. So it goes all the way across. You got your own reading lights in here. I love that. When you look around, pay attention to that. A lot of trailers, they won't allow you to turn off each light individually. You turn the lights on and you have to have them all on. And you know, sometimes you just don't want to have all the lights on. You know, if you're kicking back, relaxing. You do got more storage behind here. So you got a cup holder right there. And then, ooh, that's nice. They even give you some plugs right here. So you got a plug there. Nice to be able to charge your phone and set it right here on your nightstand. Overall, pretty nice room. As you could see, this does have 2 doors. And let me tell you why that's important. This slide comes in, it'll come all the way to right here. And when you're driving down the road, let's say one of the kids has an emergency, they need to get to the bathroom. Well, Surveyor thought about that ahead of time, and they gave you a second door in the main bedroom. So if someone needs to use the bathroom, you could access it super easy with that second door right here. And then if you need to come into the kitchen area, you obviously have this door, and you could come in, make sandwiches, or if you stopped off to buy groceries, you can get to the fridge nice and easy. So that's kind of why they tend to put 2 doors in trailers. If they don't, sometimes it's just like the price point you're looking at. You know, they won't add the second door, but this one you'll get 2 doors. I do also want to point out, like, the slides. Look how nice they are. They're all seamless, so there's no lip on it. I really like how they did that. It looks nice, and it's a lot better than, you know, stepping up to get into the dinette. So seamless slide. I also want to point out, actually I'll let you know when we go outside, when we look at the storage. But we will go outside right now. As you can see, it does have 2 ACs, like I said. So you got one in here that will just dump straight into here. That is plenty. It looks like you only got 1 window, emergency exit right here. And let's see, is there backer board for the TV? There you go. So this is where you would hang your TV. So you'd have to turn it, a swivel mount that turns this way, and then your own thermostat for the air conditioner. The heater vents, I do want to point this out as well. So you got 1 heater vent in here. And if you notice, they're all in the walls, like on the sides. The reason I like that is because sometimes when they're in the floor, you get rocks that will fall in, and it'll drive you nuts when you hear that rattling when you're going to sleep. You do have storage here as well. So a little added storage. Bedroom has quite a bit of storage. And then they do give you equal plugs on both sides. So you get these plugs on the other side as well. So you got a plug there, and then your USB right there. And I would imagine, I'm not sure how big CPAP machines are, but maybe this would be a good spot for it. I know some people sleep with CPAP machines. A lot of customers I get that use those, so maybe this would be a good spot, or on the sides. We will go outside real quick and check that out. It's nice and cool now. It's not super hot. All right. Whew, still a little warm in there. All right, so I like to stop at this just so you can kind of pause it and see some different features that it has that maybe I didn't touch on. So you got your 100-watt solar panel, 30-amp controller, and inverter prep. So it is prepped for the inverter, but it does not come on this particular Surveyor. You got, it is 50-amp service. Pretty much touched on a lot of those. I love these glass doors. They look sharp, but you can't see through them. It's purely aesthetic. I have not seen one break yet, so some people are concerned about that. I have not seen one broken. We'll start over here at the front now. So you got electric tongue jack. You got dual propane tanks. You got the battery disconnect right there. So when you want to store this, you could turn the batteries off instead of having to disconnect them every time. Right here, when we look in the storage, look at that. Tons of storage right here. And if you notice, see all this aluminum framing right here? So this is what I was going to point out inside, but I wanted to show you. This trailer is 6-side aluminum framed. So what I mean by that is the front wall, the back wall, the 2 side walls, the roof, and the floor. It's all aluminum. Just going to be a little stronger, and it's also going to be lighter. So if you're someone that's concerned about weight, aluminum framing is going to help that a lot. So good quality, built really well. Sometimes companies, they will mix trailers with wood and aluminum. So when you're out looking at trailers, ask them, say, is it a 6-side aluminum frame? If it's not, sometimes it'll be just like the sidewalls will be aluminum, and then the rest will be wood. So there, you definitely ask that question, because they'll put a sticker on the side of the door and it'll say aluminum framed, but they're not specifying that it's 6-sided. So just something to consider. This does have a cooktop, so there's a little griddle that you could hook on right here to cook on. And then it'll just tie into that propane tank, the inlet right here, and then to your front propane tanks. Your low point drains are easy to access, so when you're ready to store this thing and drain the water, look at that, your whole underbelly is enclosed. Real nice. Right here you got hot and cold water. It'll have a sprayer. And then this is just so if you need to put your slide in manually for some reason, you can do it right there. Obviously dual axle. You got a plug right here and a huge 21-foot awning, I think is what I said. And it has the LED lights that will go across it. So at night, this thing will light up. Hang out outside. Check this out. So Superior construction, really important. So you got laminated walls with Azdel. So the Azdel really helps with mildew. You know, when water gets into the walls, you'll start seeing older trailers, they're bubbling and stuff. That means water got into the walls. So Azdel is a type of composite that does not get affected by water as bad as like Luan and things like that versus the wood walls. So really great that they do that on these trailers, just built really well. When you look around, you'll see a sticker that says Azdel. That would be pretty important to me. Right here, you got some more storage. You got the magnets that stick. And this is underneath the bunk. So you have all out here as storage too. A lot of people like outdoor kitchens, a lot of people don't. So it's nice to have options for both customers. As you can see, you got the solid steps right here. So those come straight down to the ground versus the ones that hang off the side of the trailer. These will not sag on you. So they just fold right into the doorway. There is your slide out. And then your 50 amp plug right here. So that's where you'll plug into a generator or shore power, cable satellite. But the slide isn't so big, it's just right, so that way the trailer isn't too heavy. This is where your utilities are. So you got your city water, so when you're at a campground, and then you got your black tank flush. So this is really nice. When you're ready to clean out your tanks, you just hook your hose up to here, turn the water on, and then there's jets in the tank that will kind of flush it out for you. And then this is your potable water, so when you're dry camping, you'll fill this up until it starts to bubble out of that little screen, and then you know it's full. This door is a little smaller on this side because of the water heater being right here. But the other side, you saw, has a much bigger storage door. Dang, look at that beast. So yeah, what do you guys think? Pretty nice trailer. I like it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that tour on this 2025 Surveyor. Really nice family bunkhouse with tons of space. I'm a little rusty. I was away for a week and I'm a little rusty, but we're back. So if you're new to the channel, I try to do a 30-minute tour or a 60-second tour every single day. I'm very passionate about helping people find their dream trailer. So if you have any questions, leave some comments below. I'm more than happy to answer as many questions as you have. So like always, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.